Hi guys, and welcome to this week's brand new copysniperx video. And in this video we're going to touch on a very important and overlooked topic. And we usually always have videos about traffic, okay? How to get more traffic and visitors to your sniper site, how to essentially uh, increase the likelihood of you making more profits, right? Because the more visitors, the more profits. However, we're going to touch on something even more important today, something that I rarely discuss or teach, but I feel like it's really important because, without a high converting sniper site, you can have all the traffic in the world and not get anyone to buy it, to buy your product that you're promoting, okay? So it's super important that um, you have done everything to maximize and optimize your sniper site. So in this case, we're going to be talking how to write, really catchy, call to actions or headlines, okay? And, let's just head over to my sniper site. Hold on, just give me a second. yourlovegurureview.com. And I wanted to show you something. I'll just let it load for a second. Okay, so as you can see, this is my sniper site and this is my final review. But what you'll see is you'll notice the headline, the sub headline, sorry, and you'll also notice my other articles I've included on the sniper site. So for example, you're looking at 7 little known secrets to having an amazing relationship. And you always got to know that even though these are kind of, filler articles to help rank your sites, people will actually read these articles, and in turn, if it provides good enough value, they'll go on and read your entire site, okay? Which means if they read your entire site, they're more likely to buy the actual product. So it's really important to have really good copywriting when it comes to your headlines, sub-headlines, and just in your writing in general, okay? Now, when I say the word copywriting is basically a fancy word for saying when you're writing in a specific manner to help, sell an idea or promote or put across something. So in this case, I could have written something on the lines of an article showing you how to have an amazing relationship. Instead, the headline for this article is 7 little known secrets to having an amazing relationship, and I've written it in such a way that it creates curiosity. It kind of hits all the triggers that people who are looking in this subject, they'll want to find more about it. They'll want to know the 7 little known secrets, okay? They're here for to either find out how to have an amazing relationship, or learn how this can help their current relationship, okay? And they'll want to know these 7 little known secrets. But anyway, that's besides the point. This can basically, this can be for, you can do this for any niche, okay? It doesn't have to be relationship niche. It can be, weight loss. It can be making money. It can be forex. It can be anything, okay? So what I've done is, on the most recent webinar, I kind of showed people this, and they really thought it was of value. They really enjoyed what I taught them. So I'm going to teach it again for everyone else who didn't get a chance to watch it. Okay, so I've broke it down. The first thing I've said is always use numbers, okay? Try to use numbers in your headline. And the reason being is, it really works because it kind of incites curiosity, okay? And it doesn't really matter what business you're in, what niche you're in, it always works. If you notice that every kind of sales letter that you ever read, there's going to be a number in the headline, okay? And one of my rules is to kind of incorporate that in my articles, okay? So as you can see, I use the number 7 there because I list, 7 things, and numbers do create curiosity, okay? So make sure you keep that in mind. The second include interesting adjectives. Okay, now every headline should have like an interesting adjective. um, it will help, get your reader's attention. Okay, for example, things like strange, effortless, painstaking, essential, absolute. Okay, in this case, I've used little known. Okay, that is my adjective. And it grabs the reader's attention. Now bear in mind, guys, that everything I'm teaching you now, you don't have to incorporate everything inside the headline. It should have a couple of them. Okay, you don't have to, these are not rules, but these are points you should think about when you're writing, a title of something. Okay, so the third one is, for a list post, use unique descriptions. Okay, again, because mine's a list post, this applies to mine. You can see that I've done a list of 7 things, and for this I've used the word little known secrets. Okay, you can see here, these are some of the examples: ways, secrets, tricks, reasons, principles, facts, lessons, ideas. And if possible, never use the word things. Okay, you can do better than that. Things is very plain and ordinary, kind of turns off the reader. Okay, so number 4, use what, why, how, or when. Again, these are trigger words. Okay, you want to use why and how to persuade people. Okay, typically you use either a trigger word or a number. Rarely does it sound to do good with both. Okay, like I said, you don't have to have everything. In this case, I've used both because you can see 7 little known secrets to having an amazing relationship. This is a how. This covers how. Okay, I could have reworded it to have, to say 7 little known secrets on how to have an amazing relationship. But I'll just put having an amazing relationship to keep it short. So yeah, always use what, why, use what, why, how, or when. Okay. Again, like I said, these are trigger words. You want to use them. Okay. Make an awesome promise. Okay, this is the final step that I want to talk about, and it's a pretty important one. You always want to promise to give your reader something very, valuable or important. And the reason being is, I said this on the webinar, and I said, you don't realize this, but people's, time is limited. Okay, everyone doesn't have all the time in the world, and they want to read something that will educate them, that will add knowledge to them, that will add value to them. They don't want to be reading junk. Okay, if they're looking for a solution, they want to find. If they're looking for a solution to a problem, they want to find it. Okay, they want to find something that will bring them one step closer into resolving their problem. And if you have bad content or don't add any value, they're going to get turned off from this. Okay, and this is a really important point. Now, one of the other important points that you want to kind of consider is, don't overpromise. If you overpromise, okay, that kind of loses trust when they read anything else of yours. Okay, they really don't believe you. You've lost their trust. So you should never overpromise. Only promise stuff that you're going to deliver. Okay, be dangerous and deliver what you promised. Okay, because it makes it really seductive for the reader when they see that they're going to learn a specific skill or learn some knowledge. Okay, and in this case, I've put this. By reading my 7 little known secrets, they'll have an amazing relationship, and I fully believe that's what they'll do. Okay, and I believe I deliver that. So sorry about that, you can hear motorbikes in the background. Okay guys, so on to the final thing that I've written is, I've just made an example on the 5 points that I've written. So for example, here's a simple headline writing formula. Okay, so you put a number or a trigger word, plus an adjective, plus a keyword, and plus a promise. Okay, so for examples, if we're doing feeding whales, you could write an article entitled, how to feed a whale indoors. But if you use the formula I just created, where you use a number or a trigger word, adjective, keyword, and a promise, you can turn it into something like 10 incredible ways you can feed a whale indoors. Okay, see how cool that sounds, and how enticing that sounds to read, rather than the plain how to feed a whale indoors. And again, more serious manner. For example, if you're a realtor and you want to teach someone how to sell their house in a day, you can use the formula again. And for example, you can use something on the lines of like how you could easily sell your house in less than 24 hours. Okay, again, it's a promise. There's a number in it. There's a trigger word in it as well, and it sounds very more appealing than selling your house in a day. Okay, so again, no one wants to be fooled. Okay, remember that. This is a really important point. No one wants to be over-promised something, and it can't be boring. Remember, one thing that you got to remember is you want to keep your bounce rate low. And if you don't know what a bounce rate is, it's the percentage of people that get on your site and then exit it straight away because they see it's like then it doesn't look appealing to them. You want to keep that percentage low because you want the more people to hit your site and stay on your site and read it. Okay, and by improving and applying these techniques within your writing, okay, it's gonna decrease your bounce rate. A lot more people are going to be reading your articles. Okay, a lot more people are going to be essentially buying your product and reading your final review and listening to what you have to say. So even though let's see, this has what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. Okay, these 8 words are so important and powerful, and have such a relevance on whether you make more profit this month than the last month, that I kind of really recommend that you try tweaking and changing your titles. And this can apply to not only your sniper site, but if you're submitting e-sign articles, if your video, it could be anything, right? This can even apply to your call to action. So as you can see here, I've made this pretty plain and simple. It says click here to visit Rachel Wilkins, Your Love Guru official website. And it's pretty plain and simple. And the reason I haven't changed it to make it somewhat more appealing is because it's always done well for me. Okay, so never fix something that's not broken. Okay,